first lake of the trail. We're only about 2/3 of a mile in, but all of the elevation gain is right at the beginning here, so I'm fat and out of shape, but it should be fairly smooth sailing for the rest of the 5 or so miles that we've got on this hike. This trail has a bunch of these wooden bridges across the swampy areas, which is fun. Check it out over there, guys. Just absolutely gorgeous. One bummer about today's hike, though, is I forgot to put on bug repellent when I left the parking lot. And I nabbed up my nose. And I didn't notice until I already had like 5 or 6 bug bites. So yeah, that's fun. I also hiked out like half a mile before I realized I forgot any food. I always like to carry food, even though this is a fairly popular, well-traveled trail. I still like to carry food. Plus I think I want to stop and snack or rehydrate dinner later. But yeah, so I had to hike another half mile back to the parking lot to get all my food. So yeah, I did an extra mile or so of hiking today. Still got some soupy parts on the trail. Good thing there's a sidetrack. Nice little climb up from the first lake of the trail. It's called Clyde Lake, and you can see why. Cliffs run along this side of it. The climb up down there. Whew. All right, Lake the Second. Can't remember the name of this one, and it's not labeled in all trails. At least not the map that I have downloaded. And that is Mount Watson, I believe. More climbing. Lake the Third. This is Watson Lake. Not to be confused with Watson Lake in Canada. This sign has always amused me for some reason. Like trails that way, and lake is that way. Hiking around rocks while trying to film yourself. Not as easy as some of the YouTubers make it out to be. I'm not even doing the set the phone down, film myself, walk back to it, pick it up type of filming, because ain't nobody got time for that. This is our last little climb. Sun just went behind the mountain. It got noticeably cooler and buggier. All right, here's the stats so far. I think we're done climbing. Just about 10,500 feet. Climbed 500, almost 500 feet since the parking lot. Not too bad. I spy a little bit of leftover snow down there. Right, if you guys can see it down there, that is Wall Lake. The trail loops around and we're going to be coming back on the other side of that, headed that way towards the parking lot. I believe that mountain right there is Bald Mountain. I'll have to double check. I believe that's what that mountain is. The highway runs right on the other side of that mountain over there, up through the pass and then down the other side. One time I was hiking this trail and I got off onto a side trail somehow and ended up headed down towards a little lake that's more further down there. Whoop, there goes my trekking pole. But I didn't realize it and ended up having to climb all the way back up this to get back up to the main trail here. So I'm trying not to do that today. All right, let's get moving. I was gonna do this trail yesterday instead of today. Today's Sunday. So that I wasn't hiking and then have to go to work the next day because, you know, I'm fat and out of shape. But I made some dinner Friday night that did not sit well with me. So yeah, did not do any sort of hiking yesterday. Feeling fine today, so that's why I decided to do it today. I needed to get my lazy butt out of the apartment and go outside and touch grass for a while. So here we are. Will I live to regret hiking today? Who knows? So look how red my face is. I have got an amazing sunset picture from this spot that I'll try and remember to overlay over the video, but the sun was going down and the sunset was just lighting up those mountains over there. Gorgeous. I spy with my little eye something white. And no, it's not my legs. So that right down there is Clyde Lake. The namesake of the trail that I'm on. Fun fact, one time I was hiking this early season and this whole side of the hill right here, up to and including where the trail is, all these bushes and everything, was still buried in snow. So I ended up picking my way across the field there instead of over here where the trail was at. No crampons, no spikes or anything, so made for an adventurous descent down to the lake, that's for sure. What's going to make this even more fun is the trail goes along the edge of the lake right down there, and all of the lakes up in Utah right now are all full because we had a really heavy winter. So it's going to be interesting to see if any of the trail is underwater. Let's go find out. Looks like we might be okay along here. Look how peaceful it is. There are other people up here somewhere. I keep hearing them. See the people way over there on the other side of the lake, but I'm also seeing fish jumping right here. Earlier during one of the climbs, by I think it was lake number 2, maybe lake number 3, I can't remember. Anyway, there was a bunch of gear just left by the trail next to the lake. Took a waypoint just in case, didn't see anybody around, didn't hear anyone. Didn't see anyone swimming or anything. So I waited around. About 5 minutes later, a dad and his two boys came down the trail from up higher where they'd been fly fishing at one of the upper lakes. So I asked him if that was his gear, just chilling down by the lake. He said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Okay, good. I don't need this waypoint that I took then, just in case." And he was like, "Oh, that was nice." Like, yeah, just a backpack and a bunch of food and nobody around. It's like, what else am I supposed to think? Don't do that. There are bears up here. Don't just leave your crap hanging around. Another sign. We will be going right. There's a side trail up to 3 Divide Lakes, which are just right up there, but I don't feel like doing them today. So we're gonna keep following the Clyde Lake Trail over there. So somebody's got a big tent pitched over there on the other side of those trees. All right, guys, we're on the other side of the lake. This is about the halfway point of the trail. Last time I hiked up here was much later in the season, much later in the day. So I ended up hiking out at night. I always bring 2, sometimes 3 sources of light with me, even if I'm gonna be hiking in the middle of the day. And on that trip, I needed them. Not so much on this trip, I don't think. That sun is still high in the summer sky. One of these days, I'm going to backpack in and camp at this spot right here. It's down in this little valley. The lake's just right there. Some people fishing over there, but I've got this spot marked on my map as a potential camping spot someday. It's the bridge of Khazad-dûm. None shall pass. Break time. Some of those kids fishing over there. Well, I brought a few things to snack on and a whole dehydrated dinner, but I don't think I'm going to make that. I'm not hungry enough. Hike's not really long enough. I mostly brought it just in case, and in case of emergencies. But I do have my jet boil with me, and some fuel, and a long-handled spoon, so prepared for pretty much anything, in case I decided I wanted it, or like I said, in case something happens. But I brought a few bars of various sorts too. Unfortunately, the one that I picked first expired like 3 years ago. It's been in my truck food bin for who knows how long, so I'll have to replace those. But for this snack, I went with this chewy chocolate chip granola bar from Kodiak. It's got 7 grams of protein, probably a bunch of sugar, but it's pretty good. So I've also got another RX bar that I really like those. So I've got that for a second snack in case I want it. And like I said, I've still got the whole dehydrated food meal as well. So I did bring plenty of water. I've got a 3-liter bladder inside my backpack, and then I brought also a smart water bottle for easier pouring of water into the jet boil. And apparently I've got a little bit of signal here because suddenly my phone is going nuts. Anyway, just gonna sit here and relax for a bit. Let my right calf kind of chill out for a minute because it's starting to get really tight. Stretch it out and massage it a little bit, and then we'll keep on mushing. It's getting a little late for wildflowers. Get a few hanging on here still. Yeah, we got some red ones still hanging on too. All right, this is the lake I was just up looking at from my rest stop. This is Twin Lakes. There's another one just on the other side of that hill over there that's a little smaller and a little lower in elevation. Now, that time I was hiking this trail when it was dark. By the time I got to this point around the Twin Lakes here, it was dark. And had to keep stopping to listen to the coyotes yipping and yapping and howling out in the distance. Tried to take a video. I'll have to see if I still have it. But that was always fun. Fortunately, I've never seen a bear or a moose or anything on this trail. Of course, now that I said that, I'm going to see one. But there's so many people on this trail today that I doubt I will, but you never know. I might have just spoken it into existence. All right, stopped here in the shade for a bit. I tend to push myself until I'm just tired. I need to stop and break more often, especially considering how out of shape I am. But yeah, there was a point back there where about, let's say, 1.75 miles or so into the trail while I was doing those climbs that I considered just turning around and going back to the car at that point, because I haven't done almost 6 mile hike in a long time. But I just took a breath, drank some water, caught my breath, and kept on pushing. So yeah, we're a little over halfway done now. We're on the part where the trail now turns and heads back south towards the parking lot. So that's good. But the reason I didn't want to give up is I'm wearing this hat. It's from another YouTuber. His name's Brian Call. He does hunting videos and stuff, and Gritty is his company, his logo, his slogan, whatever you want to call it, where you just gotta be gritty. So I decided I couldn't give up on this hike because I'm wearing this hat. And I would be letting down the hat and letting down the gritty. So anyway, just catching my breath for a couple minutes, and then we're going to keep on mushing. The trail after this gets a lot less interesting. I'm going to be doing a lot of downhill, so I might show you guys some of that. If not, then I'll see you back at the parking lot. So here's another spot where the trail splits off. And we're going to be following the trail towards Wall Lake. See a sign for Clyde Lake. I don't know if you can see it in the shadow back behind us. And if you want to hike the Notch Trail, which is what that says right there, you go that way. But we're not hiking the Notch, because then you got to climb up there. And I just don't have the time or the oomph for it. Anyway, we're going to head towards Wall Lake. Working in a coal mine, going on down. Working in a coal mine. Whoops. I don't remember the words. You guys have any weird songs that get stuck in your head while you're hiking? Some of the songs that get stuck in my head are the VeggieTales theme for some reason, even though I'm not Catholic and never watched those. I don't know, it's just a good cadence to hike to, it seems like. Rickroll. It's stuck in my head a lot when I'm hiking. Michael Jackson songs. I'm thinking of the names off the top of my head because I'm tired. But maybe a Queen song or two. Yeah, it's just weird. Sometimes I'll find myself just walking along and I'll be like, never gonna give you up, never gonna drag you down, as in time with my steps. Let's throw back to the old marching band days. All right, longest marsh bridge of the trail. Super exciting. Hey, it means I don't have to walk in the marshy mess. So this is lake number, I forget how many. Also don't know the name because the GPS apps are telling me. Oh boy, we get to go down right here along the side of this cliff. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall while filming, don't fall. Switchbacks, switchbacks. Everybody get to work. Switchbacks, switchbacks. Everybody climb your share. So yeah, this is why I like going the direction that I came, because this is a lot of downhill, and we came from up there, and we've still got downhill. Sorry for making you all sick, but we're still headed that way. We probably still got at least 500 feet in elevation to drop, but on this side of the trail, it's all pretty much right here. So I like going the other way because it's a bit more gradual of a elevation gain versus going this direction. It's all in like this half-mile section. And other good news, I think I'm so tired that the bug bites have stopped itching. So +1 for that, I guess. Trail. So helpful, since there's like literally no other paths. But they sure wanted you to know that the trail was that way. Alright, now we're going to be kind of following the same course as this river, not right next to it, but be able to hear it all the way down to the parking lot. Look at the sunset on the mountain back there. Pretty. You know, I'm just strolling down the trail, as one does. And then I hear a couple of giggles off to the left side of the trail. And I look over there, and there's two girls and a boy. Teenagers of some sort. And the boy had his pants down. And the girls were looking at something on his butt. And right as I walked up, one of the girls said, "Ew, they're all going up in your butt." So I don't know if he sat on an anthill or what, but I wasn't trying to be quiet. And I got right up next to him. Suddenly the girls turned around and put their hands over their mouths and just started giggling. So I'm going to be a part of some teenager's story about camping at Wall Lake for the rest of their lives, probably. I don't know, I just found that amusing. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Look at it back there. Anyway, about 2/3 of a mile back to the parking lot, which is good because my right knee is telling me that it's time to be done hiking for the day. Alright, parking lot's just right around this corner, which is good. My right knee has started telling me not to bend it in a lifting motion now, so that's been fun for the last half mile or so. Here we are, picnic table. Parking lot. My Tundra is parked on the other side of that group of vehicles over there. All right, we made it. Yay, there it is. All right, guys, we're back in the truck. No shenanigans happened to the truck while I was out hiking, which is good. Something that always worries me. Yeah, everything looks good. As you can tell, I'm pretty beat. So I'm going to stop at the closest town and get some caffeine for the way home because I've got about an hour and 20 minutes or so to drive home. Look at that sunset. Alright guys, as you can see, I made it back to the apartment safely. I picked up some caffeine at the 7-Eleven after I got out of the canyon. On the way down from the canyon, saw 6 or 7 or 8 deer on the side of the road. Only one of them tried to commit self-ending by jumping out in front of my truck. Fortunately, I was able to stop in time, but made for an exciting trip home. Anyway, home safe and sound. Thanks for coming along on my little hiking video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you know somebody that would be interested in seeing a video like this, please share it with them. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more adventures, and we will catch you guys in the next one.